Hello lovely twin flame souls. This is my first twin flame video for YouTube, and I just wanted to say to you that I have deliberately kept it purely for twin flames, which is why I'll be doing divine masculine reads, divine feminine reads, because I always feel, having been on the journey myself, I always feel that soulmates and twin flames, there's a difference there somehow. So if you're in a twin flame relationship, then this reading is for you. Again, you will see during the reading whether or not it applies to your situation, whether it resonates with you, so do let me know. And yeah, today I want to tune into the energy of the divine masculine and just see how he's doing, what his feelings are regarding his divine feminine, and what is likely to happen next. So I'm going to get into that in a moment. I just wanted to say to you that I fully understand your journey. Obviously each of us will have a journey that is slightly different to each other, but the twin flame journey is full of highs and full of lows, and at times is a very bumpy ride, and I'm experiencing it myself, so I do understand, and let's see what we can do to bring some messages of hope and reassurance from spirit, but also I have no control over what spirit are going to show us through the cards. So, let's just go with the flow, twin flames, and see where we go. So, spirit, please can you guide us? We want messages regarding the divine feminine. Not divine feminine. Bizarre. They want me to pull a card for the divine feminine energy, and they've given me one here. Okay. This is I honest to goodness, this is going to be a divine masculine read. I promise you. But Spirit just said to me, you need to pull a card for the divine feminines to give them a message. So if you're a divine feminine watching this, Spirit are saying that they are leading you through your door to personal healing and happiness. Okay, so regardless of, it's probably because I just made the comments about the road being bumpy at times, and that I fully understand, and Spirit are there to reassure you that twin flames, however rocky it is, they will show you the way to find your own happiness. Okay, whether that means union or not, basically, but they're saying, here's the doorway, and they're ready to lead you through it regardless of how bumpy the ride is. So that's a message for divine feminine. So I'm just going to leave that up there. It's probably a little out of camera shot. But now, Spirit, can we focus on divine masculine, please? How is the divine masculine feeling at the moment, generally? How is he feeling? How is he feeling? Divine masculine's got things to sort out. I'm going to just put that up there a bit. Are we within camera shot? We have contract. Okay, I'm going to lay another few cards and let's see what else comes. How is he feeling in himself, please, at the moment? How is the divine masculine feeling in himself? How is he feeling? Okay, what else, please? Okay, oh, they want me to pull a fifth, sorry. Yes, okay, that makes sense. I know you probably can't see them all, but I want to make the most of the table space I've got. So we're going to go through them. So the divine masculine at the moment, divine femmes, is dealing with issues. He's dealing with something of a contractual nature. Now, whether or not your twin flame, this could be a work contract, but it could also be a marriage contract. It could be, some sort of legal contract regarding a shared house, for example. But he's dealing with a contract of some sort, but he's trying to sort it out. This is the message Spirit are giving me, you know. He's having to be very patient with this situation, which he's finding a bit tricky, to be honest, because I get the feeling that the divine masculine is in a headspace where he just wants to move things forward. He's feeling impatient, but he's having to be very patient around this situation because it's taking a while for him to sort it out. So I don't know how that resonates with some of you, but you will know, obviously, in your situation. There's a lot of indecision here. He's actually not feeling certain about how to take things forward. He knows that he's sorting out one situation, but he's a bit undecided as to the best way forward. So having sorted out this situation, you know, with this contract, he's then got to decide, what does he do next? Okay, so there's a bit of indecision. We'll find out more about that in a moment. You can see him actually doing a lot of thinking. You know, could be that your divine masculine is actually overthinking a situation. It could be going round and round and round in his head. It may be that he's, you know, wondering how to approach you, divine femme. I don't know yet. So until we get the other messages, you know, the clarifying cards, I won't be sure. But it could well be that this divine masculine, he's just certainly doing a lot of thinking. We can see him here with the thinking man, you know, but it could be that he's overthinking. So he could be overcomplicating matters, you know, that is unnecessary, really. But, you know, in his head, he needs to do that. It's part of his process for working through things. It's part of him being able to clarify, you know, what he wants and about the situation that he's in. And it could well be that part of the problem with this situation, and I only say problem lightly because it's just the process he's going through, is that this divine masculine is trying to sort out his financial situation. There's definitely a situation here that he wants to move on from or make changes in. And he's just trying to decide the best way forward. And this is what he's trying to figure out at the moment. Okay, but there's a financial aspect to this. You know, whatever this situation is, it seems like he wants to come out of this contract situation with a good deal of some kind, or they've just said to me damage limitation. So, you know, if your divine masculine is if you're in a third party situation with your divine masculine, it may well be that he is trying to sort that out. He's maybe, you know, maybe there's a property to be sold, maybe there's, you know, just new accommodation he needs to find. And this is why it's taking some time. And this is why everything seems a bit up in the air with the indecision card. So, you know, he's protecting his finances. He's trying to come out of this situation. They've just said to me fairly. So he's trying to come out of a situation fairly. As I said, if your twin flame isn't in a third party situation, it could just be that this is around a work situation, that he's trying to figure out a better deal so that it puts him in a better financial situation, divine feminines. So, you know, let me know if that resonates, please, because it'd be good to know. I think what we'll do, let's clarify. I want to clarify that row first. Let's clarify. I was going to go on to see his feelings about the divine feminine, but I want to clarify this a bit further. So let's get into that now. Which one's Spirit, please? Which ones? Tarot. We're going tarot or we're going oracle? Which ones, please? Really? Sorry, having a little conversation here. They want me to do both, bizarrely. One of each, they're saying, which is quite peculiar. I've never had that before, so I think we're you know, playing games with Spirit this afternoon, or they're playing games with us, more to the point. So, let's start with the oracle. Is this the contract card, please? Yeah, okay, so this is interesting. With the contract card, we have the open your heart card. And this is where the sense of fairness comes in. This is where he's saying, you know, he's having to sort out this contractual situation, but he's trying to do it kindly. He's trying to get the best outcome for all those involved. So regardless of whether this is a work or a third party situation, he's trying to sort this situation out, but he's trying to make sure, again, Spirit are saying this is where damage limitation comes in. Okay, so he's trying to sort things out, but he's trying to do it kindly at the moment, DMs. DFs. I keep getting my DFs, DMs muddled up today, bizarre. I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, he's having to look at the details. Sorry, they want me to do a clarifier. As I said, they want me to do an oracle and a tarot for each, bizarrely. He's having to look, there's a lot of detail in this situation. So, you know, he's trying to be kind. He's trying to look at all the details. He's trying to, you know, have this damage limitation. But, you know, he's progressing. He's paying attention to what goes into the pot, really. So he's paying attention to all the details of this contractual situation in order to be fair and to be, you know, kind to the people involved. Okay. So let me know if that resonates, especially if there's a third party situation or a work situation for your DM. It'd be interesting. What's the patience card doing here, please, Spirit? Yeah, I mean, he's eager. He's eager for his life to move on. You know, as I said before, regardless of the fact they've given us the patience card, the DM's energy is feeling impatient. He's eager to move things on, but he's having to be very patient to sort out this situation at the moment. And all he wants to do is to turn on the light and for life to get brighter. You know, he wants to feel free, he wants to feel happy, maybe he's planning to travel. But, you know, here you are, look, here he is looking at the light, you know, looking at the sunshine, moving ahead to happier times. This is what he's having to be patient about. Let's just get a tarot for that one too, please, Spirit. What is the tarot for this one? It's not that one, it's that one. Yeah, I mean, he there's an appreciation here, you know. He appreciates that he's having to be patient. He wants to handle this in the right way. It may be that this person's in the public eye. It may be your DM's in the public eye. Or it may just be that they've got a lot of people around them that have some sort of vested interest in this situation. And, you know, there's lots of people here showing their appreciation by clapping. There's a lot of benevolence. There's a lot of, you know, respect going on here. And again, there's this feeling that, you know, this DM wants things to be happier, but he's having to be really patient to make sure it goes the way he wants to, because he wants to sort this situation out kindly, as we said, and this is why it is taking its time. You know, and he wants to come out of this situation, again, damage limitation, because there's a lot of people around him that seem to be relying on him, seem to be taking his time, putting him maybe, I don't know about under pressure, that's not the right word, Spirit, is it? They're watching him, Spirit have just said. He's being watched by a lot of people to see which way he goes in this situation. And, you know, that in itself is a pressure, but pressure felt too heavy a word in that moment. So let's see what the indecision's about, please, Spirit. Indecision, please. Yeah, again, he wants to, you know, all he knows at the moment is that he wants things to be happier, you know. It feels like he's been living under a bit of a cloud recently. He wants to get out, he wants to be joyous, he wants to spread the light again, he wants life to be fun again. It feels, they've just said to me, oppressive. It feels like energies have been oppressive for him in the last, or towards him I should say probably, you know, in the last few weeks, few months even. It just feels like he's not been in a happy place. But at the moment, rather than being stagnant energy, which I know a lot of DMs were in a few months ago, it feels like he is in a position where he's taking tentative steps to move forward. We're going to have a look in a moment at how he views the DF and how, you know, he wants, whether, you know, what action he's planning to take, if any, towards the divine feminine. So this is just about his energy at the moment, and it's very much about him wanting, he knows he wants to come out, he wants to feel a lot better, but he's still figuring out the steps in his current situation. Let's get a tarot on that, please, for the indecision cards, Spirit. Yeah, I mean, here he is. He's not quite sure. I mean, that fits beautifully with the indecision card, because here we have the Page of Wands. He knows the route he wants to take, but he's a bit hesitant about taking that first step. Look, the cat's showing him the direction. He's looking in the direction he knows he wants to go. But there's just that bit of hesitance about, you know, what's going to happen if I go down that path? How's it going to be? What will these people think, you know? Will this path lead me to where I think it's going to be? It could be divine feminine. This divine masculine is a bit cautious about what reception he's going to get if he moves towards you. You know, if you've been in separation for a while or not had much contact, he may be very hesitant about what's going to be at the end of this road if it's you that he's walking towards. We'll find out that in a minute. So, yeah, a bit of hesitance for him, but it seems like most of his energies are going into sorting out his current situation. So, what's the thinking man doing here, please, Spirit? Yeah, again, the word fairness keeps coming up in my head, and it's very much about, you know, he's doing a lot of overthinking. He's thinking about how he wants things to be. You know, he wants to be loving and giving and sharing, and, you know, he, like we said earlier, he wants to sort of resolve his current situation with kindness. He's not wanting to hurt anybody. You know, this is a genuine a deep feeler. let me put it that way. I don't know where that came from, but, you know, he's a deep feeling DM. You know, he wants to do right by everybody, but, you know, he could be in danger of trying to please too many people. But, you know, he this is about him sharing his energy, sharing his, you know, caring and being fair in what he's doing and the way he's moving forward. Can we have tarot clarity for that, please? Can we have more about this thinking man, Spirit? It wasn't that one, was it? Interesting. They want me to take that one too because they threw that one out first. Yeah, I mean, you know, he wants this to be over. You know, he wants to, I think this situation, I'll come back to this card in a moment, but this situation has been very taxing on the DM. You know, he's had to deal, you will know what you feel this situation is, but, you know, it's almost like he wants this laid to rest. He wants the, you know, the swords are all here, they're put in their place, and, you know, he's feeling pretty exhausted by all of this. And all he wants to do is, you know, follow the route that he has in his mind. He's sort of got a choice here, you know. Again, we've got this indecision card, as we said earlier, and we see him with the Page of Wands looking not pessimistic. Where did that come from? Yeah, maybe it's, sorry, maybe they're still saying, you know, he's feeling a bit pessimistic because he's exhausted with this situation. But, you know, he knows which way he needs to go. Again, we have the Pentacles here. He is sort of deciding what's going to be the best outcome for him, you know, not only with his work, but also, you know, to lead him on the right path. You know, we see him hesitant here, but we see him quite eager and enthusiastic here, and sort of saying, do you know what, I'm going to take a chance on this. I'm going to take a chance on moving forward in the way I want to. And that's the sort of thing that he's thinking about at the moment. Lots of thoughts going around in the DM's head at the moment. Why do we have the man holding a coin here, Spirit? Oh, hang on. We haven't done the oracle. Oh, okay, they said it's okay, just continue. He wants to be back in control of a situation. So it kind of feels like, you know, there's been some sort of competition. You know, there's others that have been given their opinion, but he wants to put himself back in control, you know. He's got to be careful not to sort of trample over others in order to, you know, feel strong, feel back in his own power again. You know, otherwise he could cause a bit of chaos here. So he's got to be careful of that. And I think, again, he's trying to be fair. He's trying to be measured, but he's craving that moment where he feels back in control of his situation. Let's just get an oracle, because I didn't pull an oracle for this one. Why do we have man holding a coin, please? What else can you tell us, Spirit? Yeah, he wants to be happy. He wants to be joyous, as we said before. He wants to be back in his power, doing what he loves to do. Your divine masculine may be in the performing arts in some way. You know, they may be attached to, I don't know, some sort of media, some sort of TV, some sort of performing in some way. But they want to get back to, you know, feeling good about themselves and feeling, you know, that they're joyous in the world. So, you know, if your twin flame, your divine masculine, isn't in any sort of performing career, it could well be that, you know, they just want to feel free, feeling like they can sing at the top of their voice and feel happy, DF, you know. So that's interesting, very, very interesting. Right, let's have a look at, which one, Spirit, do you want me to? I'm going to have a look now at how the divine masculine feels towards the divine feminine. Let me just move those up a bit. Which card, Spirit? Which? Sorry. Oh, sorry, I have some confusion here. Let's go with these ones. I wasn't going to start with these ones. That's what's thrown me a bit, really. These are love oracle. So I was going to clarify with these, but they want me to start with them. So we're doing weird things with cards today. What's this message? Okay. They want us to find some balance here, so I don't know sort of who that applies to at the moment. Let's have a look. Rest and reconsider and seek. Spirit, I'm going to put those back for a moment. We'll come back to those cards if we need to. But the message that we want to look at, they've just said to me start with the others, so maybe they were talking to me when they told me that. Find some balance between the cards, I don't know. Right, let's do these ones. We're back to these ones again. They were just wanting to give me a message there. Right, okay. So we're looking at the divine masculine, please, and how he feels towards the divine femme, Spirit. What can you tell us? Ooh. Your divine masculine is missing you, divine feminine. We have the card of heartache and loss. Again, we'll be clarifying these in a moment, but your divine masculine is feeling lost without you. He's missing you, you know. That's a very unhappy looking card, actually. I'll put it there so you can still see it. What else, please, Spirit? How else is the divine masculine feeling towards the divine feminine? Yeah, you see, your divine masculine is ready to make choices. He's ready to, make decisions. And I always like this card in terms of relationship reads, because we have two lots of rings here. Not two lots of rings, we have two rings, is what I meant to say here. And it's in the red section, which makes me feel that it's passionate. So, your divine masculine is feeling that, there's definitely some movement going on here, and again, this may be what he's spending a lot of time thinking about. He's maybe ready to make some decisions. He wants to, we don't know. Let's have a look at what he wants to do in just a moment. But how is he feeling? He's feeling like he wants to make some movement here and some decisions. So, yeah, it feels like he's getting lots of downloads at the moment. We have the intuition and the universe card. And it's almost like he's had some sort of shift. I mean, we know that there's lots of planetary activity going on at the moment, but it kind of feels like the DM at the moment has been downloading, like the universe has been downloading to him into his intuition a lot of information that is making him make shifts in his life, which explains why this situation that we've just talked about is going on. The shift in his energy, the shift in trying to sort things out to step forward, whereas it's been quite stagnant over the previous few months. But this is very much spirit, and spirit is working with him, and the universe card is very much about you sort of the effort that's been put in, you're also being rewarded for, but it feels like this divine masculine is being brought much more into alignment, and it feels like he knows. It's almost like he's been enlightened, like he's awakening. That's the word I was looking for, awakened, because it feels like, the universe has been feeding him through his intuition the tools he's needed to actually make the changes that he wants to make, the choices, the decisions. And it's almost like he's had this sort of light bulb moment where he suddenly thought, I know where I want to be. I know what it is I'm feeling inside. I'm now understanding what this situation is. I'm now understanding that my relationship with the DM is not an everyday relationship, This is a divine relationship. This is something that I can't, I've struggled with because I haven't understood why I can't get this divine feminine out of my mind. But suddenly it's becoming clearer, It just feels like there's some awakening going on for DMs at the moment across the board. And certainly for the DMs we're reading for today, there definitely seems to be some sort of awakening. And maybe that's been triggered by his feelings of heartache and loss, and his need to make changes to his current situation, because he's recognizing that this connection he has with the divine feminine is divinely led, and it's taken him a long time to make that realization. But it looks like he's coming into alignment, divine femmes. And how long have we waited to hear that? Yeah, you see, he's been doing a lot of shadow work. This divine masculine's had a rocky few months because he's had to do a lot of inner work, And it's been scary for him. And this is probably why he's feeling exhausted, I mean, as a divine femme myself, I know that, I have been going through a lot of awakening, a lot of inner work, for the past few months also. But, it almost felt at one stage like, are the divine masculines ever going to catch up? You know, I mean, it's not going to be the same in every situation. I understand that. You know, everybody's situation is different. But this particular divine masculine, or this group of divine masculines we're reading for today, has been doing the inner work. And he's known that this is for a particular reason. It's beginning to dawn on him. He's having a light bulb moment. He is truly having a light bulb moment, which is awakening him to this connection. That is amazing. Okay. Let's do some clarifiers, and then I'm going to come back to what happens next. So let's do some clarifiers for this. Which are the clarifiers, please? Yeah, they want the love cards. I thought they would. Let's see. Okay. Okay, Spirit, thank you. They're funny. Okay. So, why is the heartache and loss card here? Why is the divine masculine feeling that towards the divine femme, please? Yeah, you see, he wants to share the love with you. You know, this divine masculine is awakening, you know, no shadow of a doubt. You know, he is here. He doesn't want to feel like this anymore, divine femme. He wants to share the love with his divine feminine. He knows now where he should be. It's just about how he's going to make the journey to get there, because it seems like there are some things that are in the way at the moment. And this is what he's been trying to figure out. Yeah, he definitely wants to take the lead in the situation. He wants to move forward. He wants to make these choices, these decisions, and he knows that he wants to take the lead towards it. You know, he's very clear about which direction he needs to go in. And this almost makes me, you know, in this context, it makes me feel that this is, he wants to, him moving towards his passion. Yeah, he's feeling passionate about you, divine femme, and you know, he knows you're his choice. He wants to move towards his divine femme. Let's see why the universe card is here. Yeah, I'm going to pull another clarifier with this, because this is telling us that, you know, he has the universe is working with him. He has the universe. His base chakra card is all about being grounded. He's seeing things in a much more grounded way, you know, and this connection scared this divine masculine for quite a while, but he's now seeing it in a lot more, I was going to say a clearer way. That's not the right word. It possibly is, but because we have the intuition card here, but it feels like, you know, the universe have been working with him to actually realize that this isn't something mysterious that is, you know, flighty in a sense. You know, this connection is something that is grounded in something very, very special, you know, and Spirit have been working with him to understand that. Let's have a look at this intuition card, please, Spirit. Why is the intuition card here? Yeah, you see, he knows that you are, you know, they've just said light of his life. They've just said that, you know, he knows, divine feminine, that you are the shining light of his life. You know, he's woken up to that now. So if your divine masculine has been pushing you away, if your divine masculine has, you know, not treated you in the way you wanted to be treated, he now recognizes that actually you are the person that he wants to be around. You are the shining light in his life. Let's find out about this shadow work. Why is shadow here, please, Spirit? Yeah. I mean, he's feeling at the moment that, you know, there's a recognition from him. They've just said to me, sort himself out. which is very simply put, isn't it? But, you know, the divine masculine is recognizing that he's had to sort himself out, is what Spirit is saying. You know, he's not alone in that. Divine femmes have had to do work as well. You know, as part of the twin flame journey. In fact, it's a crucial part of the twin flame journey. But, you know, he knows that he will only get the reward that he wants, i.e. you, divine femme, if he does this inner work and actually sorts out those feelings that he has inside that were confused, or, you know, the behaviors that were stopping him from moving forward towards you. So, you know, he knows that this work was necessary in order to get the reward that he wanted. So how's this going to move forward, please, Spirit? How's this going to move forward? How's this going to move forward? Okay, we have the card of wisdom, which is about someone leading, about someone having knowledge. Is it that one too, Spirit? Ooh, look at this. I love this card. We have the New Beginnings card. Ooh. And this is interesting. It's interesting because of the position it's come up in, but it's also interesting for lots more reasons. We have the card of triumphant success. I'm going to pull the others in a minute, but let's talk about these three for a beginning. If we look at the two above, and in fact the ones above that, we know that this divine masculine has been sorting out a situation already, and they're trying to do it kindly so that they can walk away with, you know, damage limitation, as Spirit said. We know that he misses you terribly and he just wants to share his love with you. Okay? And he's now developed the wisdom and the knowledge and the sense of leadership to be able to take this situation, to take control of this situation that he's already in, so that he can begin to make steps towards a new beginning, divine femme. Okay, so this is what the divine masculine is aiming for, is this new beginning. And, you know, here we show him, he knows he wants to move towards a new beginning, as we said, but he's had to be patient. That's why it's taking longer than you wanted it to take, maybe, because he's having to sort out a current situation in the best way possible, you know? And because there's people watching this situation. There's people that have their own vested interest in this situation. So he's having to deal with all that. But he now is clear that he wants this new beginning and he's taking the lead towards it. They've just said to me, baby steps. So, you know, we don't know at this stage that he is going to be rushing in. We don't know. I'm going to pull some tarot in a moment to see, but we don't know that he's going to be rushing in. But what he is going, and the reason what he is going to do, and I must stop doing that. I keep getting halfway through a sentence and changing my mind. We do know that whatever action he takes here, that this new beginning is going to work out in the way that he wants to. But the reason I said it was interesting, because of its position, is that, you know, earlier I talked about Spirit working with him, about him being grounded, and I mentioned the word seeing things clearly. And I said something like, I'm not sure that that's exactly what they meant, or that clearly, I'm not so sure, we'll check in a moment. And here we have underneath it a sword. Now in tarot, the sword cards are all about clarity. So, you know, here we have him, you know, moving forward with clarity, and that's going to bring him success. So, you know, we seem to have a new beginning here for you, divine femmes, with your divine masculine. This is what he's wanting, you know, but let's see what happens next. What next, please? What else? Yeah, again, he's having to make financial and material changes. So this could be that in order for him to make these new changes, these new beginnings, it may be that he's got to change his work situation as well. It could be that your divine masculine is moving house. Sorry, that one's coming out next. It could be that your divine masculine has to move where he's living. It could be that, you know, that it was his work situation that he was sorting out. You know, that may be the situation he's sorting out at the moment. But whichever way, we have a card of material and financial changes. So this is why we had him earlier talking about his finance, talking about reclaiming his power. And, you know, we had the man holding the coin. There was definitely him thinking through a financial situation. And here we are. He's making financial and material changes. What's this other card, please, Spirit? Interesting. Interesting. Sorry, they were just talking to me because it's interesting they brought this up in this position. You know, he wants to move forward because he no longer wants to be just looking at, you know, sorry, let me reword this because I want to be clear. This feels like the divine masculine energy at the moment. And in a sense, this card, had we used this deck, I would have imagined it coming out in the first row, because it's almost like, you know, here he is being very patient, sorting out a situation. He's sitting here, but he's looking ahead to, you know, the sunshine. He's even doing it here, look, you know, he's now got the wisdom and the knowledge, but he's looking ahead towards the sunshine, you know, and it's almost like his divine femme is over here and he's sitting here. Okay. And I'll pull another card with this because it comes underneath these two cards. You know, it comes under the fact that he's done his shadow work, and we know that he's come to the realization that unless he works on himself, he's not going to get the reward he wants. And again, this is a similar card. He knows unless he does the shadow work, he's going to stay in the shadows, and it won't allow him to go towards his sunshine, which is you, DF. Okay? So sorry if I worded that a long way round, but it was just an interesting position for that to come out in. Let's pull some tarot, because I did say I would. And let's see. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see what comes up for that one. All right, Spirit. Sorry, I hadn't focused. Can we focus? Sorry, please. Is that why you gave me it? Sorry. They gave me it. Okay, I need to take it. It dropped and I hadn't focused, but Spirit are just saying to me, they wanted that to go with this. They've gone in a reverse order here because this is how your divine masculine sees you. And this is what he wants to walk towards or rush towards. We're not sure yet. Let's see. But, you know, he sees you as nurturing. He sees his divine feminine as, you know, very caring, very nurturing, you know, someone who makes him feel warm, makes him feel, you know, loved and cared for, and, you know, feels that he can be, while I'm looking at this card, this is interesting because I'm picking up a divine masculine energy and he's suddenly feeling very, very calm, incredibly calm. And they've just said to me, he's coming home. In other words, what they're saying about this card is when he's with his divine feminine, and that's you, divine femmes, when he's with his divine feminine, he feels like he's at home. He feels peaceful. He feels relaxed within, you know, with your energy, which of course he would because you're twin flames, you know, but this is what he's looking towards. This is what the sunshine is. And that's why Spirit flicked that out of the deck really early, because they were saying, this is what he wants. He wants you, divine feminine, and this is what he's looking towards. And he knows he has to complete this shadow work, or at least, you know, do more of his shadow work before he can reach you. Okay, so let's just get a card for the others here. What's the card of wisdom doing here, please? What is the card of wisdom doing here, please, Spirit? Oh. Meanwhile, as I drop all of the cards. Apologies, DFs. I don't know why that happened. Do you want me to take that? Yes, they do. And they want me to take that one also. Do you want me to take the moon? No, they don't want me to take the moon. Okay, they were trying to get those two cards at the same time. So they've given us two cards for this. So we have this card of wisdom where we see the divine masculine sort of feeling, you know, more empowered, feeling like he can take the lead in this situation to sort it out. Okay. And here he is bringing in a sense of balance. You know, he's weighing up the pros and cons of a situation in order to be able to move forward. He feels in a bit of a precarious situation at the moment. And he's, again, we had the thinking man earlier. Here he is thinking, he's looking at his sort of world, he's, you know, making decisions about the best way forward. You know, there's a danger, as we said earlier, with him overthinking, there's a danger of him procrastinating quite a lot, you know, but it almost feels like the days of procrastination are over. He's trying to make things a bit more balanced, and he's trying to take the lead in a situation in order to move forward. So that's all really positive. Let's have a look at this new beginnings card. What is the new beginning that the DM wants, please? What can you tell us about this? Wow. Wow. This is a wish fulfillment, DF. You know, this DM wants to make a new beginning, and he wants his wishes to be fulfilled, you know. So you couldn't get a much better card there, really, because, you know, he very much wants what he wants, and he's ready to take the lead and make the changes needed in order to move towards his DF. So, you know, there is going to be action. There is definitely going to be action. He's having to be patient with the situation, but there feels like, you know, this is what he wants. He wants things to move forward, and in terms of making a new beginning, you know, wish fulfillment here. And we know that there's going to be triumph here. So we know that, again, this is going to be a lot clearer for him. You know, he's doing his inner work, and he knows he's a much more awakened DM than we've seen for a long, long time. Why do we have triumphant success here, please? Yeah, he's going to feel accomplished. He's going to feel, see how relaxed this person is, and they're guarding their own sort of situation. So, you know, we have this success. He will feel much better and much more relieved once he's taken these steps. You know, it's almost like he's at peace. He can be relaxed. He's had his achievements. Not had his achievements. That sounds like they're the only ones he's ever going to have. I didn't mean it like that. He feels he's achieved something really, really positive, and therefore it puts him in a strong position to, you know, relax, to contemplate, to consider the next step forward, you know. So yeah, I'm just, you know, the cat is here sort of fending off the crab, you know, not letting the crab get anywhere near the cup. So he's very much about defending what is his. And he sees you as his, divine feminine, you know. You are his, you know, gold goblets in a sense. You know, he will feel a sense of achievement when he moves towards you. Right, what are the financial and material changes, please, Spirit? What can you tell us about those? What can you tell the DFs about those? Yeah, didn't I say earlier that I felt that it may be that your divine masculine has to move, or, you know, there may be a job situation where we've already had a card of movement, but it feels like there may be some, yeah, just some movement, some changes, some, you know, moving away from a situation. It could be him moving towards a situation, but this very much feels like moving away from a situation. So, you know, there feels like there's some sort of job change for this divine masculine, certainly financial changes. It could be that if he's in the middle of selling a property, if he's with a third party, it could well be that that's impacted on his finance, which is why he was having to concentrate on it earlier, you know, or it could simply be a relocation. So, you know, a change in his financial situation, he's, you know, moving away. People are helping him though, which is quite interesting, because remember we said earlier, excuse me, you know, remember we said earlier that people are watching this situation. There's a lot of eyes on him at the moment, you know, which hasn't been easy, and that's why he's had to handle things very carefully. But here you've got people helping him. I don't feel it's you, Divine Feminine. I feel he's got friends or family who are going to help him with this situation. So it may be that they support him for a while he gets back on his feet, or, you know, it may simply be that, you know, they're physically helping him move if he's moving. Could be a change of jobs. It could simply be him moving away from an old job towards a better option. You know, again, you will know what resonates with you, DF, so please let me know. Okay, do we have another card for this one? I kind of feel like I should pull another card, which is strange because we covered that earlier. No, it's with this one. Okay. What they're saying to me is, we know that we pulled these two cards earlier and we covered those because we said this is the energy that he sees you in that loving, nurturing energy. But, you know, before he gets to you, chances are that he just needs some time, some reflecting time to sort of recover from all the negotiating that he's had to do regarding whatever that situation is in the top row. So it may be that he's a bit reserved. It may be that he keeps himself to himself for a while to recharge his batteries, you know, once he's moved away from a particular situation. You know, it may be that he's having a rest between jobs. You know, he's needing this. He's needing this healing time, because it feels like this group of DMs have been going through a bit of a rocky ride in the last few months. So, yeah, he's going to need this time out before he feels confident enough to actually step forward into, you know, what he perceives as your loving energy, DFs. Right. We're getting near to the end of the reading now. Let's just pull some romance angels and see what Spirit give us. Spirit, we need to close this reading soon, but please can you give the DFs messages from these romance angels cards, please? That's interesting. It says keep an open mind, and the text at the bottom says your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Now, obviously, if you're in a twin flame relationship, you know, and you're aware of who your twin flame is, I'm pretty sure. You know, what they're actually saying here is he may not react in the way that you expect. Okay, so they're asking you, I never take these words at the bottom too literally. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But what Spirit is saying here is this is the closest they could get to the message. So they're saying they want you to keep an open mind, DF, because, you know, you may well hear from your DM, but it won't be in the way that you expect. You know, this journey may have another twist and turn to it before he reaches you. But we definitely know what his intentions are. We definitely know what he wants from this situation. Ooh, and look at this. We have the honeymoon card. it says, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So, you know, if you have a twin flame who lives a distance from you, it may well be that you're going to be spending some time together. You know, and that all sounds very romantic. This looks very much like Venice, if I'm not mistaken, on the card. It doesn't mean you're all going to Venice, honestly, but but you know, this is about spending romantic time together. And look at this, the person who's sort of I was just thinking, what word is it? I was gonna say, is it rowing the gondola? But I'm sure there's a special word for it. But anyway, there's a couple sitting in the gondola, and the person here has huge angel wings. So, you know, this is a divinely led situation here, but we have a honeymoon situation. Interesting. So things may not happen quite as you think they're going to happen. You may end up with, you know, him coming in, your divine masculine coming in very quickly and wanting to move things on very quickly. So they're asking you to keep an open mind, because it may not be, your sequence of events may not be as you expect them to be. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh yes, I love this when it comes up in twin flame readings. Very soon. Okay, so we have clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So be clear with your intentions, divine feminine. You know, be clear about what you want from this situation with your divine masculine, you know, and yeah, focus on the positives, you know. This is not a time for you to be angry or, you know, if you're divine masculine, regardless of what has happened in the past, if he is making steps towards you, this isn't the time to push him away, divine feminines. And Spirit have just said that to me. They wanted me to say to you quite clearly, this is not the time to, you know, take offense or to be angry or to ask your divine masculine to, you know, explain himself, etc., etc. Yes, be clear about what you want going forward, but this is not the time to rake up old ground, because remember, this divine masculine has been doing a lot of shadow work in order to come towards you. So this is not the time to rake up what was happening before this shadow work was done, because that is not going to stand you in good stead. They wanted me to take the bottom card, and it's saying you deserve love. You're lovable, divine feminine, you know, and your divine masculine is realizing that he made mistakes. He knows you deserve love. He knows he's got to put this situation right, because it seems like things, you know, didn't go the way that you wanted them to before. So he knows this. And very soon he's going to be stepping forward to put this right. Yeah, definitely. What what good news is that, DFs? Loving it. I'm absolutely loving that message today. Right, DFs, I'm going to draw that to a close, because I think it was probably a mega long reading and it's going to take hours to upload it onto YouTube. Not really. But, you know, I think we've covered what we can cover today. I will be checking in with the divine masculine and the divine feminine, you know, fairly often. So, you know, please make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell, because, you know, I will be updating the energies to see how this situation is progressing as often as I can. And as I said to you earlier, there's also horoscope reads on there. So please let me know on the channel. So please let me know what resonated with you, and I appreciate any likes if you liked the reading, and let me know how you're feeling about it, and let me know what you think. Okay, take care, DF. Yeah, DFs, I get my DFs muddled up. Take care, DFs, and I'll catch up with you very soon. Take care. Bye.